Hey everybody, welcome again to Mowers and Blowers. This is episode 15 of my 1996 Ford Ranger XLT flare side project. So I've always had a rough idle. It's around 750 RPM when I start the engine. And, you know, it is 750 RPM, which it's supposed to be, but it, you know, shakes a little, runs kind of rough, almost like it's going to stall, but it doesn't. But still, it is, you know, rough, and frankly, I don't like it. So far I've cleaned the IAC. I've tried to remove the EGR valve, but it's bolted to the long pipe that goes to the exhaust, the headers actually. And so I cleaned it with carburetor cleaner a little bit and then put it back on. Doesn't seem to have any effect one way or another. I have cleaned the mass air flow sensor in here. I cleaned the air filter, however, I only soaked it in, you know, soap and water. So I probably may have to just dig in deep and buy a new air filter. That, you know, might be the cause of it. I've checked for vacuum leaks, but not the way that they tell you to do, which is like with propane and that kind of thing. I might try that next if this doesn't work. But I've also changed the, as you remember from the last episode, the DPFE sensor, which is the Delta Exhaust Feedback, something like that. So I changed that. Doesn't seem to have much effect on anything. So I don't know if I'm just being a parts clown or what, but they're relatively inexpensive. So people told me that I need to change a PCV valve because it could be clogged. And then I couldn't find it, so I had to look online. And can you believe it? Man, it's all the way in there. I mean, why do they hide it in there? Can you see it? There it is. Oh, let me focus right on that spot. There it is, right there. See? Right on the exhaust manifold. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get my hands in there to get that, you know? But I'm going to try. I'm not going to try. I'm going to try. So, do you guys see that? There it is, right there. In between, right down there, in between the two blue spark plug wires. Deep in there. Once I get there, I guess it's pretty easy. It's just plugged in there and attached to an exhaust hose. Like I said, the parts are inexpensive. Went to Advanced Auto Parts and picked up a new one for $6.08. Truckraft. The guy was, I don't know, he seemed a little annoyed by it because they didn't have it in stock, so they had to get it from another store. So I guess he's annoyed by the fact that somebody had to go from one store and drive it to another store. It was probably a half-hour drive just for a $6 part, you know. But whatever. It's not my business. As long as you get it. $6.08. I'm going to try to remove the old one and put this new one on. So, I just reached my arm down there and just pulled upward on the exhaust hose, the vacuum hose, and it just popped right out. A little bit easier than I actually thought. The hose is kind of stiff. As you can see, there's some pressure there. But this thing just popped right off as if it wasn't even on there. So if there was any exhaust or vacuum leaks, I could see it's probably coming from here because it really was not very snug at all. It just popped right off. Let's take a good look at this. Yuck, right? I guess it's supposed to make noise like that, right? But that looks like crap, doesn't it? You're guaranteed to get yourself dirty for sure, so you better wear gloves. You'll never get this crap out of underneath your fingernails. But that doesn't look, I mean, it looks terrible. Yeah, let's compare. Does it look the same? It doesn't look exactly the same, does it? Better fit. Let's see this. Wow. Let's see if it makes any difference. Uh-oh. Where'd that hose go? Shoot. Man, just that hose just like sprung back where, I don't know where that is. I have to find the hose. So I got that on pretty easily. I found the hose, and however, and I was just about to stick it in there, but if you look, can you see that inside there? Inside there is really dirty. Gonna have to try to clean that before I put the PCV valve in there, right? I mean, it's really dirty. I don't know if I could use carburetor cleaner for that, or will it hurt the engine? I gotta do some research on finding out how I can clean that before I put the PCV valve on, because it's not gonna do anything. That stuff looks kind of clogged up and really, really dirty and grimy in there. See that? I don't know. See, I have to clean that. I can't put the PCV valve on yet. I'll be back with you. Hey, so I see that's much cleaner now. I actually sprayed some mass airflow sensor cleaner into it, and it got it a lot cleaner. I know that mass airflow sensor cleaner doesn't leave any residue, and if it's safe for the very sensitive mass airflow sensor, then it should be okay for the exhaust manifold. You know, after all, when the engine's hot, it just burns it off. I'm not sure if it's flammable or not, but you know, as long as it dries and doesn't leave a residue, it should be okay. So I guess I'm okay with that. I could still see the holes and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go and try to put this back on again now. Okay, so I managed to put that into the rubber grommet on the exhaust manifold, and I used a long screwdriver and kind of tapped the sides to get it in there, because you definitely couldn't get your hand in there. So it looks like it's pretty secure. I guess I'm going to start and see what happens. I'm going to do that now. Seems smoother. It seems smoother, but who knows long term what that's going to be like, you know? Guess I'll let it warm up a little bit. So the car's been running for about 7-8 minutes now, and normally it feels like it's gonna die, you know? And so right now, the engine seems to be very smooth. I find it hard to believe that there's such a noticeable difference, you know? I'm pretty pleased. It was kind of a pain in the ass to get it in there. It is idling a little high, but again, I just started it really, you know, and I guess it's about 800 RPM, so it's about 50 to 75 RPM, a little bit more than it normally does at idle. It seems to be slowing down just a little bit right now, but it's pretty smooth, much smoother than before. And so using that mass airflow sensor spray to clean that little metal plate with the black with the holes in it, you know, it definitely cleared it up. It was blocked by either, I'm not sure if it's oil or carbon buildup, but after that spray, it was good, you know. And so apparently the PCV valve is working, and even if it really wasn't, and it's just my imagination, just a brand new one instead of that is definitely an improvement for sure, you know. See how dirty that is? So anyway, this was how to find, locate, remove, and replace and reinstall your PCV valve on your Ford Ranger 2.3 liter 4-cylinder. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. So I'm out taking it for a test drive. It's pretty quiet. Idling a little bit higher than before. Feels pretty good. Clutching it. See you next time on Mowers and Blowers.